I want to welcome Israel's ambassador to the United Nations, Danny Danon, to the airwaves. Danny Danon, Israel and the Israeli people have been through a lot over the course of the last year. Quite frankly, over the course of your history, you've had a lot of people opposed to you because you're a righteous nation doing a righteous thing. And the Iranian regime is a Hitlerian regime. It has killed Americans. It has killed Europeans. It has killed Israelis. And so they unleashed, in coordination with Hamas, a slaughter of the Israeli people. They unleashed, in support of Hezbollah, thousands of rockets on Israel. The Houthis, rockets into Israel. And then they fired rockets into Israel. And Israel clearly is not putting up with this, is it? And Israel's now going to have a response to Iran. I'll give you the floor.
Thank you, Mark. Yeah, like you mentioned, we are at war now. We're under attack from 7 fronts, and all fronts are connected to Iran. But what happened today, they actually took off the mask because they use the proxies, usually Hezbollah, Hamas, the Houthis, but today sending almost 200 ballistic missiles into Israel. Basically, they're sending a message that now they are attacking us directly, and I can assure you that we will retaliate. We will not sit idly by after such a barbaric attack. 10 million Israelis had to run for shelters. Imagine the entire population of New York City that will have 10 minutes to find a shelter. That's what happened a few hours ago in Israel. And I think now we are preparing our response. It will be painful. And we will send a clear message that, we are in pain after what happened to us on October 7th, but we are not weak. We are a strong nation, strong people, and we are willing to stand up against evil.
And that's been proven time and time again, and especially now in the Netanyahu government. I mean, this constant call right after the October 7th attack, even by our State Department, for a ceasefire. I don't even know what the hell that means. Hezbollah firing 9,000 rockets into your country starting on October 8th. A ceasefire, de-escalation. I don't know what the hell that means. The Houthis firing missiles into Israel. De-escalation. I mean, they've all but destroyed the... Let's do it this way. The Houthis have destroyed Yemen. That is, Iran has done it. They've destroyed Lebanon. They assassinated the president there some decades ago. Gaza was a beautiful area. They destroyed that area too. Iran has taken over Iraq. Iran has taken over basically Syria. Iran has its finger in all of this. And you're right. Now they've taken off the mask, another direct attack. And I think Israel is poised to really do something significant about this, no?
Absolutely. Absolutely. We have to send them a very, very strong message about our resilience, about our capabilities. And Mark, look at the map. See the distance between Iran and Israel. And one should ask himself why they are attacking Israel. We have no border disputes. We have no disputes over resources. And all of a sudden, they are spending so much money to attack us. So it's a radical, fanatic regime. We have to take the measures to send them a clear message not to mess with us. Enough is enough. Jewish blood is not cheap anymore. And today, unlike the past, when you had a Nazi regime, today we have the capabilities, we have the means to defend ourselves, and that's exactly what we intend to do.
I'm getting from people I know in Israel that the country truly is united like rarely, like almost never before. They understand they have a common enemy. They understand they have a leader. They understand that their boys, their men and women, are really performing exceptionally well, and they're making enormous progress. Is that your sense about what's going on in Israel now?
Yes, we are a strong democracy, and our enemies, caused us a lot of pain. We are getting ready for the Jewish New Year, Rosh Hashanah, and we will look back and we'll say it was a painful year. We still have 101 hostages, 70,000 Israelis are displaced. They live like refugees outside from their communities. But, that pain brings us together and brings us to a place where we are standing strong, united, to fight back. And we put aside all the arguments we had. You see religious and secular, left and right, fighting together, standing together. That's why we have seen amazing results in Lebanon, where we fought Hezbollah. And we did the work of the U.S. When you look at those terrorists we killed in the last few weeks, Nasrallah and Ibrahim Akil, they killed hundreds of Americans. So basically we're fighting the war of the U.S., And I expect, the U.S. calling both sides to stop the violence. But that's unacceptable. You don't have both sides. You have aggressor and you have Israel that defend itself.
It's interesting. They don't consult with the people of Iran who despise that regime. It's a police state. They use much of their military to destroy and ruin and kill their people and imprison them. They don't ask the people of Lebanon what they think about Hezbollah when Lebanon took over that country and assassinated Hezbollah assassinated their president. They don't ask the people of Yemen who are starving to death as a result of the Houthis. In other words, these regimes, these terrorists, genocidal regime, they are choking, destroying, killing the people in these countries that they take over. And I find it very interesting that nobody ever talks about that.
When we speak about Gaza, Mark, your point is exactly accurate, because people speak about the future of Gaza and the future of the Palestinians in Gaza. And I tell them there will be no future if Hamas will stay there. If you leave this radical regime in charge, no one can speak about reconstruction of Gaza. And same goes to the countries you mentioned. And I think today it's a war between, barbaric savages that want to have chaos and civilizations, Western democracies. And we happen to be like in the middle, so we are being attacked. But it's much, much stronger than Israel. Look at the UAVs that attack Israel. Those UAVs can reach the shores of Europe today, and within a few years, they will be able to get to the shores of the United States. So we are in the front line. We have to be strong, but I expect our allies, including the U.S., to stand with us, to give us the support, so we can send a very clear message to Iran that we will not allow them to continue with the hostility that they are spreading in the Middle East.
Mr. Ambassador, every survey I see in this country, 80% of the American people stand behind Israel. 80%. So I don't want you to answer this. I don't want you to get in trouble. So no matter what our government, this administration, is telling you or pressuring you people, just understand that the American people get this. They get it completely. And so do the Israeli people. They've rallied. They've united. So people really in free countries that understand what's taking place, and even people in these other countries, I guarantee you, the people in Iran, the people in Lebanon, I noticed the Lebanese army has stood down. They said, this isn't our battle. They really, I guarantee you, Saudi Arabia, the UAE, some of these other countries, they are thrilled. And isn't it sad that you have to carry this weight on your shoulders in the Middle East, the only country to do that? You may have some alliances that we're not aware of, and that's perfectly fine. But the heavy lifting is done by your country. We have 1 minute left.
So I think that, we have friends. Some of them are quiet. I cannot tell you names, but, many Muslim leaders that I'm in touch with them, they call me and tell me, Danny, go all the way. Finish the job. Go against those radicals. They are threatening our regimes, and we know that. But I think that the main problem is that some of the democracies believe that you can appease evil. And that's a mistake. You cannot appease evil. They will never be satisfied. And we are getting ready to stand back, to retaliate against Iran. And we expect our friends and allies to pray for us and to stand up.
Well, just know, Mr. Ambassador, your friends and allies in this country, the American people, are with you 100%. Be safe, and God bless.